And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the newly refurbished Bedford High Gymnasium. Brand new floor with a brand new logo. And we are here to bring you girls basketball action between the Bulldogs of Bedford and the Crimson Tide of Concord. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munster-Tiger. Corey, I was here on Sunday, and it was a game that the Bulldogs would like to get behind them. They let a big lead slip away in the second half, as much as 22 points, and wound up losing by 4 to their rivals at BG.
Yeah, chance to rebound tonight here. Again, unfortunate that they salted away a lead of 20-plus points and couldn't close the deal. Sounds like from the description of the action that the full court press caused a lot of turnovers, and that led to a big comeback. But as you mentioned, they're looking to put that behind them tonight, get out to a quick start tonight against Concord, and get back on the winning side of things.
And we're going to begin right now with an inbound pass from Olivia Crawford. That goes to Ava Woodman, driving along the perimeter. Sydney Grogan watching her, and now back up top is Elizabeth Cox. Crossover to Crawford. Yes, and good hands there by Marina Braga, able to knock it out of bounds, but the possession will stay with Concord. Inbound to Cox.
Yeah, a little bit of different start to the game. Instead of a jump, we have an inbounds pass.
Contact there with Marina, but they're going to call a travel on Cox. Turnover Concord. Ball goes over to Bedford.
It's great defense by the Bulldogs there. Came with a double team. Actually, it looked like it might have been called an offensive foul, but didn't get the call, but got the turnover instead.
Here's a shot by Pennick. Goes off the rim. Ball still loose, and still loose. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession goes toward Bedford. They're going to retain.
That's the hustle you like to see. Bodies all over the floor trying to get possession there. Lana McCarthy tying it up.
Ball is inbound to King. Now to Braga. Braga sends it out to Sydney Grogan. Just keeps it in bounds. Braga driving
nice
and
look.
Dishes it off to Pennick, who puts it away. 2-0 lead now for Concord. For Bedford, I should say. Concord coming back. Crawford. Over to Woodman.
Ooh,
she pulls up, and they're going to say she traveled.
Yeah, too many steps.
Another turnover there for the Crimson Tide. Now Marina Braga over to Isabel King.
Coming with some full court man-to-man pressure just to make sure that the Bedford Bulldogs handle it well coming up. So Concord back in their man-to-man now in the defensive side.
Isabella King over to Braga. Inside to Pennick. Tries to dish it out back to Lana McCarthy, but the officials say that Bedford moved their pivot foot, and it'll be a turnover.
Looked like Sydney Grogan out top there took an extra step. So.
6:26 to play, 2-0. Bedford in the lead. Concord drives. Elizabeth Cox runs into a wall. They're going to say
offensive foul on 21.
Offensive foul, yeah. So Concord really hasn't even had a chance to get many shots off before committing a turnover here. The ball is inbounded to Isabel King. Long pass to Pennick. Pennick halfway up the key, now drops it back to Marina Braga. Her shot is blocked. Ball is loose on the floor, and they're going to call another jump ball between the two teams. This time possession arrow belongs to the Tide.
A little sloppy, a little scrappy to start here. The teams feeling each other out, getting into the flow of the season.
Elizabeth Blinn has a lane to the basket. She puts up the rebound. It goes up hard and misses everything, but she's going to get a foul call. And I believe that's going to go on Sydney Suazo. That's her first for Bedford.
I think that was Braga, actually. I think Sydney Suazo is out today.
They changed that.
Yeah, number 11. They didn't stop, let's see, Elizabeth Blinn, as she got through the center court there, broke through the full court pressure and went right to the basket.
Her first shot misses, but her second one makes it. It's 2-1 now. Bedford on top with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Isabel King. Here's a shot by Pennick from the corner for three. No good, rims out. Now long lead pass is going to be just inbounds. Bedford recovers there. Delaney Duford tried to catch that. Now here's another turnover. Blinn picks it up for Concord. Loose in the backcourt. Now up to Duford on the three-point line. Woodman drives, and they're going to say out of bounds.
Yeah, he explained that Sidney Grogan was making a defensive play there. She was touching the ball while out of bounds, so they give it to Concord there.
Okay, so Ava Woodman now looking for somebody to get in. Finally does to Blinn. Blinn being watched by Pennock, puts the ball up, gets a favorable roll, and the ball goes in. Now Concord leads 3-2.
Tough shot there.
Pennock brings it inside the timeline. Grogan being watched. Now back to Pennock. She takes a set shot from just inside the three-point arc. It's good. Bedford back on top 4-3 with 5 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Pennock's getting some open looks along the baseline there, right? Whether it's a direct pass or creating her own shot.
Now here's the turnover. 2-on-1 over to Lana McCarthy, lays it up, and she gets her first 2 points. She was the leading scorer on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a way to run the break. Sidney Grogan drew the defense and dished off to Lana for the finish.
Now a three-pointer by Woodman is off the rim and recovered by Bedford. Isabel King, she's driving, runs into a Concord player, no call there. Now Lana McCarthy puts in her second basket in a row, 8-3 Bedford.
Offensive board by McCarthy. Got her big mitten out there and was able to pull it in.
Elizabeth Blinn now responds with a 2-point shot.
Long two-pointer, close to that three-point line, but ruled a 2 by the official standing right next to her.
8-5 now the score. Bedford on top by 3, 4:11 to go here in the first quarter. Pennock, she takes the long 2. It rims out.
Good hustle.
Lana McCarthy runs it down. Gets it over to Isabel King, who got fouled, but the officials didn't see it and let play go on. Now here's Woodman driving to the basket, and they're going to say she traveled.
Went for the Euro step there, but it looked like she took 3 steps instead of just 2.
Did I not see that shot by King? I thought she got hit on the wrist.
I think the defender got the ball first, so they're going to count it as a block there instead of a foul.
So
it did look awkward.
The score remains 8-5 here with 3:44 to play. A Concord player hits the floor hard, but Isabel King's able to get the 3 away this time with no opposition. It's 11-5. Bedford on top with 3:30 to go.
Yeah, Concord's going to be upset about that one. That was the defender guarding Isabella.
Now Woodman finds the lane and lays it up for 2 for Concord.
Nice use of her 2 steps through the lane there. Got a little sky for a right-handed layup.
Pennock leaves it there for Marina Braga. He takes the 2. Hits the rim, bounces away, and Woodman takes over for Concord. Now Olivia Crawford over the timeline. Pulls up. Sends it over to Duford. Duford, the ball goes off her hands. The officials say over and back. Another turnover for the Tide. Bedford takes over now. 11-7 is the lead for the Bulldogs. And now we got some substitutions.
It's like Mumpini and Kazajanski are coming in to
and Marina Braga and Pennock take to the bench, and we're going to get a timeout here.
A little sloppy play as we started. A couple turnovers, a couple bodies flying all over the floor, some hustle plays. But Bedford has to be pleased with that start. 11-7, 4-point lead, a couple long threes.
And this game has a different feel than it did from Sunday. On Sunday, it was King and McCarthy who were the linchpins of the offense. They were using McCarthy's size inside to get the ball to her and just kind of overpower the defense. This time, they're leaving Lana on the outside and kind of spreading the ball around. In fact, Pennock probably had a few more shots in this game, and she was a bench player in the first game. So Coach Kevin Gibbs just kind of shuffling the deck a little bit, trying some new combinations.
They've had some transition baskets too, and offensive rebounds. It looks like Concord's going to go to a 2-3 defense here, making some adjustments.
Sidney Grogan to King. Bounces out, rebound by Woodman.
That's what we can look for from Bedford, them trying to find their outside shooters.
Now Cox Takes a step along the baseline, but gets it back out to Blinn. Now a turnover and a pass up to Mumpini, who's in the game. Kazajanski to Grogan, tries to get it to Lana McCarthy, but instead she takes the shot. Grogan does and hits it for two, 13-7. Bedford on top. Coming up on the 2-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, Grogan saw a little daylight, said, why not? I'm going to fire this away, and cashed it in. 6-point lead.
Cox leaves it for Duford. Now to Payne. Blinn trying to work her way inside, rolls, and doesn't get the bounce. And what do we have here? Another jump ball. It is, and it's going to be possession Bedford.
Hey, good defense by Kazajanski there. She kept her arms straight up, didn't foul, got her to miss, and then she tied her up on the rebound there.
Ball inbounded now to Isabella King. Kazajanski takes a pull-up and just inside the 3-point line, it bounces off, and we're going to call a over the back call here on Bedford. So
yeah, Isabella King's going to be aggressive on that rebound, but picks up an offensive foul or loose ball foul.
Actually, they're going to call, Isabella King, number 30. That's her first. So the inbound here, a little bit of pressure by Bedford. Kazajanski all over Blinn, but she breaks the press and brings it into the offensive side. Blinn runs into a player, shoots, gets her own rebound. Bedford picks up the loose ball and gets it over to King. Now inside to Lana McCarthy, who takes a shot, and I thought she got hit and didn't get the whistle there.
More transition opportunities here, though. A great play by Sydney Grogan there, getting back on the defensive end. We had Sophia Payne put the ball on the ground, and Sydney was there with quick hands to poke it away and get an out-of-bounds call so they can reset their defense.
So Woodman now to Blinn, who takes a shot and scores. 13-9. Coming up on a minute to go. Mumpini sends it across to Kazajanski, who takes a set shot and gets it for two. 15-9 Bedford. Woodman gets across and called for travel there. Mumpini was all over her, tried to strip the ball away.
And she held her ground there, put her hands up, got Woodman to stop her dribble. And on a pivot, she took a little extra step there.
Kazajanski now. Back to Grogan. Kazajanski decides to take it. Too far. Bounces off the rim. Rebound Concord. Here they come the other way. It's Elizabeth Cox. 2-on-1. Tries to split the defense. And it looks like she's going to get a call anyway.
Yeah, I think Kazajanski got a hand in there, so they're going to call her on it. Elizabeth Cox will go to the line for two.
It's the first foul on Kazajanski. It's the third team foul on Bedford. And that free throw rims out. So far, Bedford is 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. Here's the second try. Also just short, but the rebound goes to Concord.
Good
Payne
hand.
picked it up, but Lana McCarthy's there to intercept. Driving in, inside, knocked away by Woodman. It'll stay with Bedford ball. 27.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter, with the Bulldogs leading 15-9. Concord unable to add to their lead, unable to cut the deficit on the free throw stripe. 2 misses there. Ball is inbound to Mumpini. He takes the jumper, no good. Oh.
Great hustle by Lana.
But because
McCarthy.
she rolled back, they called the travel.
Exactly. She tied her up, but she rolled on the ground, so they're going to call it travel.
Well, you can't win, because if it was called a jump ball, it would have been Concord ball anyway, possession arrow going toward the tide anyway. So 14 seconds to go here in the first. Woodman trying to find a lane and winds up drawing a foul. I think this one will be going on McCarthy. It'll be a shooting foul. Actually, they're gonna charge Grogan on that. So her first. Woodman's first try is good. Make that 15-10. Bedford on top. And the second shot on the way. Also good. Woodman perfect from the line on those free throw tries. Cuts the lead to 4, 15-11 now with about 8.6 seconds to go. Bedford has one more opportunity to add to their lead. And they're going to say it was a double dribble.
Yeah, tough
Sydney
turnover
Grogan.
there with 5 seconds left in the quarter. You want to at least maybe get a shot off there if you have it in possession. So Concord's going to look to probably make a set play. And
they get it inbounds to Duford. She only has 3 seconds. Driving, pulls up, takes the shot. Off the rim, no good. And that's where we're going to end things. Concord on top 15-11, and Bedford on top 15-11 with another quarter to go.
yeah, some pretty even scoring on the Bedford side. You have Pennick with 4 and McCarthy with 4. King has hit a 3. Kazajanski and Grogan each with a bucket each. So that gets you to the 15. On the Concord side, you have Elizabeth Blinn with 7 points and Woodman with the other 4. So there, 2 top scorers, I'm guessing, for the rest of the season are probably going to lead them the way here tonight.
Quick program note, we're going to be back here on Friday, Corey and I. We're going to bring you the boys basketball game, their home opener, which is also against Concord. That's a 6:30 tip-off. And we should mention, too, today is senior day for the girls. I believe Friday will be the senior day for the boys. You know, in this COVID topsy-turvy world, we're getting senior celebrations out early in the season rather than at the last home date. And today the honors were going to the 3 Bedford seniors, Isabel King, as well as the Braga sisters, number 12 Christina and number 11 Marina. Both were on, all 3 were honored on the broadcast, or before this broadcast.
It was a nice little ceremony out at midcourt there. They had some pictures with their families and had a chance to recognize them and all of the contributions they've made over their several years with the basketball program.
And we're about to start the second quarter. Bedford on top 15-11. Woodman inbounds it to Cox, taking her time. Isabella King watching her.
Bulldogs will stay in their man-to-man defense.
Rosemary Layton in the game, first action for her in this game. Now Woodman drives, tries to do the underhanded layup, doesn't go anywhere. Rebound by Kazajanski. Now Sydney Grogan being watched by Layton. Back to Kazajanski, and they're going to call a travel on Kazajanski. She let her foot drag just a bit while she was trying to get the ball to Mumpini. So turnover Bedford. Liz Cox for Concord, over to Woodman. Jordan Lengel in the game now for Concord. Tries the long pass. Lengel takes the shot. She's going to get the bucket and the call. And one. Send her to the line. 15-13 Bedford. Concord reduces the lead to 2.
It's a nice catch. Good spin to the outside for Lengel. And Kazajanski caught her on either on the arm or on the shoulder. I couldn't quite tell where, but it was clearly a foul. And the N1 opportunity, the old-fashioned 3-point play opportunity for Jordan Lengel.
Just in for Bedford now, Sydney Suazo as well as Sophia Lagulon. Lana McCarthy goes to the bench. Lagulon, actually correction, that was King who got the rebound. We get a whistle.
Elizabeth Cox picks up the foul. That's her second. She'll head to the bench. Number 24, Olivia Crawford, will check in.
Now Mumpini inbounds the ball to Sydney Grogan, being watched by Layton. Across to Isabella King. Isabella drives to the basket. Couldn't put enough on it. Bounces off the rim. And now a long pass to Blinn. She pulls up and puts the bucket in. It's all tied up at 15. King behind the back. Drives, loses the ball in the process. But a foul called?
Yeah, they're going to call it on the ground here, on the floor before she went up for her shot. Number 3, Ava Woodman, will pick up her first foul.
Now on the inbound. Broken up by Concord, and they take over the loose ball. Woodman Watched by King. Pulls up. Brings it back outside. Crawford. Dribbling. Over to Woodman. At the top of the key. Turns the ball over.
Ooh, good steal by Pennick there. Got a hand in the passing lane. Played good deny defense and came up with the turnover there. Good shot. There you go.
Catherine Pennick with the shot that misses.
She's undecided about that. She had some time and space and didn't know if she wanted to shoot it. Pull the trigger if you're open. Good job. Good hustle defense by Sydney Grogan, tipping the ball.
Tipped the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Concord. Rosemary Layton will throw it in. Getting some instructions there from the official. Layton over to Duford. Being watched by Mumpini. She tries to drive, has a lane.
Ooh. Yeah.
And they're going to call a charge for sure.
That's great awareness by Catherine Pennick. Came right across the lane, knew Mumpini needed some help. Got there, established her position, drew the offensive charge. Excellent play by Catherine Pennick.
Now Mumpini's going to check out for a bit.
We got full court press here going on, a man-to-man.
Sydney Grogan feeds it to Pennick. Pennick who drives.
With the left.
Gets the bouncing ball in. There was an attempt there to draw the offensive foul, but the officials let the play go on.
It was a great left-handed finish by Pennick too there. She drove to the middle of the lane, got the bounce.
Bedford back on top now, 17-15. Now the ball fought for on the way out. It goes off of Blinn. It'll be Bedford's ball. She gets up slowly. Blinn does. She went down hard on the floor to get that ball.
You know, these players are getting after it. They're diving all over the place, bodies on the floor. That time Blinn and Braga got tangled up and the ball bounced off of Blinn.
Now Grogan feeds it inside to Pennick. Over to Morena Braga. Gets it to Lagulon, who hits the shot for two. 19-15 is the score. This is going to be an over and back, I believe. And they're just going to let it go out of bounds. Crawford knew that as soon as she touched it, it would have been a turnover anyway. So a turnover here by the Tide. That gives Bedford possession right under the basket with 5:21 to play in the half. And the lead, 19-15.
Yeah, in that case, Coach Latoro wanted his player to tap that ball. It doesn't matter if you're going to let it go out in case the trailing Bedford player was able to get possession and make a quick, easy basket.
So Blinn checks out for Concord. Sophia Payne back in.
Good cut.
Pennick takes a short jumper and it doesn't fall. Now Pennick gets a
chance.
rebound off the glass and in. That's the way to do it. Use that glass. 21-15. Bedford on top by 6. On a 6-0 run. Cross court pass to Woodman there. She waits to see what opens up. Turns along the three-point line, gets it over to Payne. Her shot from about 10 feet out is no good. Rebound Bedford. Now Lagulon loses the ball, but it goes off a Concord player. It'll stay with Bedford. Morena Braga gets it into number 14, Grogan. Over to Pennick. Now here's Magulon. Kind of went too far into the basket to get a good shot off, hit the bottom of the rim, and now here comes Concord the other way. And they're going to call that was that a travel they called?
Yeah, Rosemary Layton was driving the ball. Sydney Grogan with great defense. And Layton's going to take an extra step on a pivot. She got really deep under the hoop, but wanted to kick it back out and pivoted one too many times.
Grogan watched carefully by Layton, but she gets away from that, puts up glass, and the layup is good. 23-15, Bedford on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, Grogan rounded the corner there and the Red Sea parted, so she figured she'd take it right to the basket.
Now Layton, over to Lengel. Lengel tries to drive, heads it off the glass, no good. Rebound by Lagulon, brings it all the way back and then drops it off to Pennick. Her shot's no good. Isabel King had the rebound. Ball still bouncing around. Now we have a jump ball here.
That's
yes,
gonna
they're
be
calling
a jump.
that. And possession's going to stay with Bedford.
Once again, hustle plays. People diving all over the floor, tying the ball up. You could tell these players want to win this game.
You know, the Bedford players want to make up for the loss on Sunday. Isabel King beats one defender but loses it
Good
to
hand.
another. But now a quick turnover there by Pennick. Gets it to Marina Braga along the baseline to Grogan. Lagulon drives from the top of the key. Her shot gets blocked, but Marina Braga gets it. Now back to
Pennick.
the Pennick, who puts the short jumper in
Another
from
one.
about 12 feet away, and that's good. So a 10-0 run brings a timeout by the Concord bench. 3:18 to go in the half after the Tide tied it at 15 apiece. Bedford's got 5 straight buckets to take a 10-point lead.
And Pennick goes into double digits on that last jumper from around the foul line. So she has 10 tonight. That's provided a really nice scoring punch for the Bulldogs.
Another quick programming note. Hockey season is back, and we're going to bring you the home opener for the Bulldogs from Sullivan Arena. And unlike here at Bedford High Gym, where a family is allowed to come and watch the game of the players, there will be no fans in attendance at Sullivan Arena. So if you want to see the action, you're going to have to catch it on BCTV 23 or on the radio at Bedford 105.1. The Bulldogs take on the Jaguars of Wyndham. That'll be the season opener, 4:30 on Saturday. Make sure you tune in for that.
Coach Latour is getting after his players over there. He's not pleased with the Crimson Tide's play so far. Not quite sure what his emphasis was, whether it was offense, defense, turnovers, rebounding. Sure, they're looking for some adjustments as Bedford has now pushed it out to a 10-point lead. 3:18 left in the second quarter.
Olivia Crawford now taking her time, bringing it into the offensive end. Quick turnaround by Blinn. They're going to say offensive foul.
That was a travel there, actually, Harry. She
Okay,
pivoted. She didn't put the ball on the ground, so that led to the travel there.
Bedford coming back now with Grogan driving.
Good luck.
Sends it across to Pennick. Her shot rushed it a bit, didn't get the right angle off the backboard. Now Concord coming the other way. Blinn. Her basket misses.
Good transition defense by the Bulldogs. They got back, got some arms up and in the way. Led to a missed basket on the defensive end.
Now Marina Braga runs
Good
out of
find.
room. Leaves it for Pennick in the corner.
It's all right. It's a good shot.
Now Lana McCarthy gets the rebound, puts it up. She draws a foul.
Once again, got her long arm out there. Got her paw on the basketball and pulled it back for an offensive rebound. So Lana McCarthy will go to the line for 2 shots here.
2:35 to go. Bedford up by 10. And the first shot is short. Bounces right back. Bedford has 5 team fouls, while Concord has 3. And that second shot by Lana McCarthy is good. It's now 26-15. Bulldogs on top. Here's a 3-pointer from Layton. Rims out, and the rebound goes to Bedford.
Ooh.
Grogan.
They had Marina Braga jumping out to the fast break, but they couldn't find her.
Layton
Whoa.
is all over Braga. She finds Pennick
There
in the
it is.
corner and gets it in. Off the glass, 28-15.
12 for Pennick now. She's making the most of this opportunity and several shots and getting a lot of them to fall.
Crawford being watched closely by Marina Braga. Woodman gets the ball, takes the jumper, and it rolls in. Good. That breaks the drought for the Tide, 28-17. 1:47 to go here in the half. Loose ball picked up by Grogan. Now Lagulon tries to get it inside to McCarthy. It's stolen away by Woodman, or correction, by Lengel. Gets her own rebound and scores. 28-19 Bedford.
Grogan was back there on defense, had her hands up, but I think the refs called actually didn't call. It was a good no call as they felt Grogan was falling down on her own.
Now Pennick with the
As
rebound.
Pennick gets her 14th point there on a nice left-handed off the backboard shot.
Now Layton loses loses the handle momentarily, gets it back, and now Concord resets. Blinn up to Crawford. She waits, calling a play.
About 50 seconds left in the half.
Blinn driving to the basket, runs into a double team, misses that layup, and Grogan gets the rebound. The dribble almost gets away from her. McCarthy loses
Good
the ball.
double team.
Now the ball coming the other way, and definitely a foul right there by Grogan on Olivia Crawford. Got her right across the arm as she tried to lay the ball up. That'll send Crawford to the line with 32.5 to play in the half.
Yeah, Jordan Lengo made a nice double team on McCarthy, got her hand in, got the turnover, and then found Olivia Crawford running out in transition.
That's the thing when you're really tall like that. Sometimes it's just too much room for a smaller player to get down and get the ball away from you. That first shot by Crawford is good. Now 30-20, Bedford ahead. Now the second shot for Crawford. No good. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And a pass intended for Lagulon is knocked out by Lengel. It'll be Bedford ball with 26.9 seconds to play here in the half. Lagulon with the inbound, looking. Gets it into Sydney Grogan, being watched very carefully by Delaney Duford. Goes right back to Grogan. Now to Lagulon from the three-point stripe. That misses. It's an air ball. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Concord ball. 13.5 to go.
She had some time and space. Figured she pulled the trigger.
We'll see if the Tide play for the last shot here. Woodman to Blinn.
They're going to call travel.
They're going to call travel, so Bedford gets the ball back with 5.7 seconds to go.
Well, Coach Gibbs calls a timeout because he wants to use these 5.7 seconds to see if he can get a good shot here. Close out the half. Extend this lead to maybe 12 or 13 points.
Don't forget, you're watching BCTV 23 and 1072 in high definition and listening to Bedford 105.1 Radio, WBNH LP Bedford. You can also catch all the games on the Bedford Athletics YouTube page. Your athletic director, Corey Parker, setting up that page with live streams of many of the varsity as well as junior varsity contests. And not only are they available live, but they're also archived on the YouTube page, so if you miss a game, you can always go back and watch it again. So just when you get to YouTube, just look for Corey Parker, Bedford Athletics, and you'll find that page, and you'll enjoy all the Bedford Bulldog action you can handle. 5 seconds to go here. Ball is inbounded. Goes off a leg. Picked up by Concord and taken right back, and that's going to end it. Kind of a back and forth there with the last 5 seconds, but the game ends, or at least the half ends, with the Bulldogs up by 10, 30-20.
Yeah, a little sloppy play to finish out the half there, but they'll be pleased taking a 10-point lead into halftime with the Bulldogs ahead 30-20, as you mentioned.
And we are back here at Bedford High Gym. Second half action between the Tide and the Bulldogs. Bedford up 30-20. We've got a few seconds. Let's get caught up on the halftime stats.
Yeah, sure, Harry. So Catherine Pennick led the way for the Bulldogs with 14 points on several open jump shots. She did a really nice job of pacing the Bulldogs in the first half. Lana McCarthy had 5. Grogan had 4. Isabella King hit a 3. Sophia Lagulon and Emma Kazajanski each chipped in with a pair. Over on the Concord side, you had Elizabeth Blinn with 9 points. Ava Woodman with 6. Jordan Lengel 4. And Olivia Crawford had a free throw to round out their scoring and add to 20.
And I'm sure Coach Gibbs did not have to remind his charges about last Sunday where they had a fairly sizable lead at half that flipped away. So I'm sure the Bedford girls are going to be focused on adding to this lead.
Yeah, at this point, that's exactly what you have to do, is focus on scoring and not worry too much about letting leads slip away, but more about pouring it on.
Sydney Grogan, the hook shot is good. 32-20. Bedford on top. Quick inbound by Concord. They're right back into their end. That's Elizabeth Cox at the top of the key, being watched by King. She gets the hand up, takes the ball away.
Yeah, a little running hook there by Sydney Grogan was nice, and now Isabella King's left open, but she can't hit the jumper.
And the rebound by Blinn. 32-20, Bedford up. 7:22 left in the third quarter.
It was a little bit of a frustrating half for Isabella King there. She's normally scoring the majority of the Bedford points, but she came up with just that three-pointer, so we'll see if she can get it going in the second half here.
Ball's tied up. The possession arrow goes toward the Tide. It'll stay with Concord with 7:15 to play in the third quarter. As they sort out who's going to inbound the ball, it'll be Lengel who gets it to Cox in the backcourt. She brings it in.
The Bulldogs resume their man-to-man half-court defense.
Marina Braga got her hand on the ball, knocked it out of bounds. So Lengel will have another inbound opportunity here. This time goes inside for Blinn. She gets away from two defenders and winds up drawing a foul. She'll go to the foul line.
Strong move by Blinn there. Caught it in traffic amongst two players, pivoted away, took a nice power dribble and went to her left hand, and she'll get fouled by Catherine Pennick, picking up her first. Blinn will go to the line for two.
And her first free throw is a little short, bounces away. She'll have one more here. Elizabeth Blinn, the junior forward for Concord. She misses her second one, and that one gets tied up. This time it goes to Bedford. They have the arrow. They'll retain possession.
Yeah, you want to see Bedford secure that defensive rebound. Box out a little stronger, create some space, pull that down. Instead, they use a possession there. Good
now
look.
Pennick gets it over across to King, who lays it up and good. 34-20 for the Bulldogs.
King spun away from pressure, went to her strong left hand, as she is a lefty, and was able to kiss it off the glass for a nice lay-in.
Elizabeth Cox driving to the basket, misses everything. Rebound Bedford. Ball's headed up to King. Settles it down at the three-point circle. Gets it to Grogan. Grogan being watched by Crawford. Grogan still with it, finds a lane, but instead passes it off. It's intercepted. Pennick had it momentarily, and now Woodman takes it back for Concord. Here comes Elizabeth Cox driving. Ball is swatted away by McCarthy. It'll stay with Concord. I was going to say that it looks like the Tide might have watched a little bit of that BG game because they're putting a lot of pressure. They're pressing the Bulldogs in the backcourt on every possession here, trying to kind of get things destabilized here.
Yeah,
turnover on the inbound. Here comes Pennick on the layup. Hits it too hard, bounces off. Now King turns around and lays it in. 36-20, 16-point lead here for the Bulldogs. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think you're right. They were challenging the ball handling for the Bulldogs and seeing if they can handle pressure. Blinn makes a nice move to the baseline and gets into double digits with her 11th point.
Yeah, she's not afraid to take it inside and kind of fight her way through.
Agreed. She's made some good post moves down there, some spins, pivots, getting away from pressure.
36-22 now here in the third quarter with 5:29 to play. Sydney Grogan picks up a pick from King. Now King gets the ball back at the top of the key. Dribbles, puts the ball up off the backboard, bounces away, rebound Bedford. Marina Braga has it. Now back to Grogan, who loses the ball momentarily. Another tie up here. What are they going to call this? Yes, they're going to say it's a jump ball. It'll go to Concord.
Jordan Lengel, number 4 for the Concord Crimson Tide, has made some really nice defensive plays, getting her hand in the passing lane, deflecting balls, creating some chaos there. She was involved in that tie-up as well.
5-minute mark of the third quarter. 36-22, Bedford is on top. Blinn driving for the basket, off the glass too hard. Rebound by Catherine Pennick.
Bedford has done a nice job providing help coming across the lane there. A couple different times they've slid across to provide that help defense.
Now Lana McCarthy got the ball away. Turn.
Nice move.
Basket and one.
McCarthy fakes to her right, pivoted back to her left hand, got fouled and finished. She'll go to the line for that three-point play.
And it looks like one of the players, Lengel, a little shook up. She was bent over a bit, but seems to be okay now. There will be a substitution, but not for Lengel. It'll be Crawford coming off and Delaney Duford back in the game for Concord.
There was a little bit of a battle there in the high post as McCarthy was trying to establish position. It seemed like Lengel was trying to push her off of it.
Her and one is good, 39-22. Bulldogs up by 17 with 4:37 to go. Woodman turns the ball over.
Scrappy defense by Grogan causes the turnover.
Now here's Isabella King with a three, and it's
Got
good. 42-22, and now we get a timeout.
As we talked about King getting her scoring touch back here in the second half, she goes into double digits with that three, her second of the night. Coach Gibbs is pleased as they come out and push it out to a 20-point lead, 42-22.
Yeah, I mean the Tide's only gotten 2 points so far in this period, while Bedford's put up 12. So they're getting all the points here, and can't get too comfortable because this is exactly the point they were up on BG on Sunday by 18, and we all know what happened there. So I'm sure Coach Gibbs is exhorting the girls to maintain their focus and keep working hard and come away with a victory here. They're in a good position to do just that.
See a couple parents in front of us nodding their heads yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, with this fairly empty arena, our words are echoing through the gymnasium here. It's like they don't have to bring a radio, they can just listen to us directly.
That is an unusual setting here this evening with just the parents and close family members able to attend, but we're pleased to be able to broadcast out to others interested in the game.
And we're happy to share our broadcast with other channels as well. I know that the hockey game, I mentioned the Wyndham game on Saturday. There's going to be a 2 p.m. varsity boys hockey game on Sunday, and that'll be against the Concord Crimson Tide, and that game's going to be picked up by Concord TV. And that's going to be a great game because Concord and Bedford never got to play the state final last year. The season was called off right before the NHIA championship, so this is going to be the game that everybody's been waiting for. Now here comes Concord. Woodman brings the ball over the timeline. Sydney Grogan watching her. There's the shot for three by Layton. It rims out.
Good box out by Marina Braga down low. She got the rebound. Pennick in the middle. She'll hit another jumper.
10-footer, 44-22.
Just inside the free throw line as they found Pennick in a little 10, 12-footer. She'll push it out to 16 points for her as some substitutions come in. Mumpini is in. Kazajanski is in.
Long pass inside to Blinn. Fights off two defenders. Strong move and gets the bucket. 44-24.
Blinn's made some tough moves down low there.
Now King runs into number 5, Sophia Payne, gets it back outside. Grogan feeds it inside to Lana McCarthy, who lays it up. No, it rims out. She gets the rebound right back. Another tie-up. Lana hits the dirt, but possession's going to stay with Bedford.
Good defense by Blinn there. McCarthy missed her first shot. It kind of rimmed out. Looked like it was all the way down, but popped back out. She got her own rebound, but Blinn made a nice black shot on that second attempt.
Inbound to King.
She'll shoot
Takes
that.
a shot. Got a hand on that one. So that was off, but Bedford with the rebound.
Yep, Kazajanski. Now she doesn't want to shoot that wide open jumper.
Gets it to Grogan. Grogan, the hook shot. Rims out. And Blinn gets the rebound. They're going to call something here. What is that? Yeah, out of bounds.
That same play from earlier, which is an unusual play. So Grogan was touching the ball while her foot was out of bounds.
Out of bounds by extension.
So it goes to Concord. Now, Ava Woodman's been crossing over right in front of Sydney Grogan with a little bit of challenge here with her ball handling.
Blinn with the three-pointer too far, and King comes up with the rebound. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mumpini now in the game. To King. King looks for a move, gets it over to Grogan.
Yeah.
Now inside the land of McCarthy, whose shot finally drops. 46-24.
McCarthy did a good job of establishing position on the low block, getting her hand up in the air, giving a target to her teammates.
Layton over to Blinn. King's on her. Or Kazajanski, I should say. Now to Woodman. Great feed inside to Blinn. No, that's number 5, Payne. And Payne puts that off the glass and in. 46-26 Bedford. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Now King to Grogan along the baseline. Feeds it inside to King. She's triple teamed. They're going to say she traveled. Certainly got egged on there. A little bit of
tough play.
Push.
She came off of a pick by McCarthy. Grogan looked for a cutting, but as soon as the ball arrived, King was double teamed. Had to take an extra step, and the referee called it.
Now Woodman against Grogan, stops. Gets to the Blinn, who takes the three-pointer. Too strong, bounces out. Now the long lead pass to McCarthy. McCarthy gets it down low.
Kazajanski with the two.
Kazajanski, yes. She gets the bucket, 48-26. Woodman drives, pulls up. Over to Langle. Now Blinn on the inside, tries to get her position. Her shot, now she gets the rebound right back. Sends it to Layton for a three-point try. Hits the rim, bounces out. McCarthy with the rebound for Bedford. Sends it up to King. King one-on-one drives. They're going to say offensive foul there. She ran right into Woodman, who took the blow.
It's only her second foul. Just being aggressive there as the lead stays to 22.
Got a few more substitutions here.
Even with that shot, Isabella King still was able to make the basket.
Mumpini and Milgulan in the game along with King. Kazajanski and McCarthy now. Those are your 5 for Bedford. Langle gets it inside the Blinn.
Good block.
Block shot by Kazajanski. Second try, no good. Rebound by King. Now Mumpini with it. Tries to feed it inside to McCarthy. That gets intercepted. Long pass, though. Chased down by Woodman, but loses it. No, they're going to say that King pushed it out. It'll stay with Concord. I thought she had lost control of that dribble.
Yeah, a little tip there by King. Ball goes out. Got a hand in.
Ball goes into the backcourt. Duford tries to bounce it over to Valent, sorry about that. And it's a turnover, Bedford ball.
Made a cut just at the awkward time, so that ball bounced out of bounds.
Still in the backcourt, finally over the timeline. King being double teamed across to Mumpini.
Good patience on the press break there. Turnover by Lagulan. And another turnover by Duford.
Ava Woodman couldn't chase that one down. Just 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bedford with possession. We'll see if they can get one more bucket here. They lead by 22, 48-26. 3 seconds to go. Shot from three-point line from the corner is short. Misses everything. That's going to do it. So pretty good period here for the Bulldogs. They score 18 to Concord 6, and they lead by 22.
Pushing that lead out as part of good defense, rebounding, getting back on transition defense, and limiting the offensive output by the Concord Crimson Tide. So 22, that was an ominous number from the other day, as you mentioned.
Yes, it was. But I think they're gonna keep their foot on the gas in this period, make sure they come away with a win.
It starts with defense and rebounding. On a made basket, they've been good about being patient in their press breaker, keeping 3 people back to handle the ball, reversing the ball when necessary, avoiding the double teams in the corners, and handling it with maturity.
Be sure to tune in on Friday as we bring you the boys opener against the same Concord Crimson Tide. That's a 6:30 tip-off. It'll also be senior night for the Concord boys. And Corey and I will have that call for you on BCTV 23 and high definition 1072.
1072. We're in high def now, Bill Jennings.
So if you haven't checked out 1072 yet, please do. It'll blow your socks off.
That reminds me of what, I don't know, 15 years ago when you were watching ESPN, you could make out like 5 pixels for each person, and all of a sudden you were like, wow, it feels like I'm actually there.
I know, we're really spoiled now. 4K, UHD.
It's fantastic.
Pretty soon we'll have holographic TV.
Oh, wow.
That'll be amazing, won't it? BCTV in holographic HD.
Have the game play out on your kitchen table. That would be awkward.
So the fourth quarter begins. Concord with possession. Blinn at the top over to Layton or to Lengel. Woodman gets it down low. Duford's hook shot rims out. Now Woodman takes a shot. That 3 rims out as well. Bad luck there. Bedford with the rebound. Lagulon drives to the basket, hits the side of the backboard. Rebound by Concord. They're going to say one off of Concord, and the ball will stay with Bedford.
Yeah, McCarthy and Lagulon were down there after the defensive rebound applying pressure. It was Duford who was trying to pivot away and gain some space
didn't give
for
her
her.
any room, yeah.
Yeah, ball went out of bounds and it goes to Bedford.
So Mompini inside to
Nice
Marina
pivot.
Braga.
Ooh.
Kazajanski with the hook. No good. Held in there by Concord. And now they break out. Woodman's a 2-on-1 against Isabella King. The layup, no good, but she falls to the floor.
I think Kazajanski's likely going to pick up her 3rd there, yep.
Yeah, Kazajanski kind of went into her. It is on Kazajanski, and you are correct. It is her 3rd foul. Woodman from the charity stripe here with 7:14 to play in the game. 48-26 is the Bedford lead. Shortened that by 1, 27. That first shot is good.
Woodman has a nice a Euro step. She takes her time on those 2 steps after a dribble. She picks it up, changes directions, changes pace, and makes it awkward.
Duford and Valent check out of the game. Crawford is back in along with Cox. And the second free throw by Woodman is good. 48-28. Now here's the backcourt pressure by Concord. They break it. They get it inside to Kazajanski. She's teamed up. King at the top, taking her time, waiting for the offensive setup. Drives, pulls up, thinks about taking a shot, leaves it there for Marina Braga. Her drive runs into a player. They're going to say it's a travel.
It's a good aggressive drive by Marina Braga there. Got to the rim. Couldn't quite get it to fall. Got her offensive rebound, but then just didn't know what to do with it from there. As the defense closed in.
Here comes the Tide. Cox with it. Woodman now picks up the loose ball, pulls up, jumper falls in. It's good. 48
Bounced on the rim there.
30. That one was dancing around.
As Ava Woodman goes into double digits, she now has 10.
Bedford finally over the timeline. Marina Braga. Woodman tries to cut her off at the lane. Here's the 3-point try. It's good. Isabella King.
Isabella King with her 3rd. She goes to 13 points on the night.
51-30 is your score. Bedford
Smooth
on top.
Lefty J from the right side.
And a nice shot off the glass there by Blinn. She's having a good night too. 51-32, 19-point lead for Bedford. King now takes a shot. She got hit on the hand. The officials didn't catch that. Concord takes over. Woodman, nice move to get away from pressure. She drives, sidestep, but doesn't get the roll off the backboard. And now here comes the other way, Marina Braga. She pulls up with Blinn in front of her. Loose ball on the floor. McCarthy gets down to pick it up. And
Coach Gibbs with a timeout. Great call there. She saw McCarthy jumping on the ball over there. Calls the timeout before a travel gets called or another turnover happens. Heads up coaching right there.
So 5:35 left here in the game. Bedford comfortably out front by 19, 51-32.
No real foul trouble on either side. Kazajanski has 3, but nobody on Concord has more than 2. Elizabeth Cox with 2, and they only have 3 fouls for the entire game.
This officiating crew being a little more lenient on contact. They're calling a lot more fouls on Sunday. As a matter of fact, I believe about 2 players each were fouled out of the game by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I have to say the play has been clean too. There haven't really been a lot of calls to make, as the players have been playing clean defense, putting their hands straight up in the air.
But they're letting some contact go as well. There were a few times there, like contact with the wrist while shooting or driving to the bucket, where you would think there'd be some kind of either charge or block called that they would just let go.
I love it. You're sounding more and more like Tommy Heinsohn, and I love it. Give me some biased commentating. We need you to start shouting, "These guys are terrible."
The inbound pass knocked away by Elizabeth Cox. Possession stays with Bedford with 5:34 to play. This time it'll be along the baseline.
Right,
Inbounds
back to
to
her.
Grogan.
Shoot. There you go.
Over to Marina Braga. Her shot is short. Rebound there by Blinn. Brings it the other way for Concord. McCarthy's on her. Driving. Puts it up. Bounces out. Rebound Grogan. And contact there, no call.
Yeah. Evidence right there. That's usually going to be a call.
So
Elizabeth
Grogan.
Cox would have picked up her third, but they let it go.
So Grogan taking her time. Gets it into King, now inside the McCarthy. Puts it up and good. Off the glass. Alana
Nice.
McCarthy makes it 53-32.
Good finish by McCarthy, and it was a good inbounds pass there, or excuse me, in pass.
Blinn,
by
inside
King.
pass, rims out. Bedford gets the rebound.
King dumped it into McCarthy, but didn't pass it right to her. She passed it to her hand, the target. Same
Braga
thing here.
to McCarthy with another bucket, 55-32. Now they're starting to pivot inside to McCarthy like they did last Sunday.
They stretch it out to a 23-point lead.
There's Woodman. Makes the cut, pulls up at the foul line. Now over to Langle. Langle's long shot doesn't land. Rebound finally bounces to McCarthy. Long lead pass for King. King gets ridden off the ball by Woodman. Possession stays with Bedford, but no call.
Woodman's going to pick up a foul there on a
They
block.
will, okay.
Yep. It's her second of the game.
No bonus yet, though. It's
Well,
just strange. I mean, we're 4 minutes left to play, and we're not even, neither side is in the bonus.
Nowhere near it. Mumpini comes out, and Ava Dubois will come in for her first action.
Drogan pulls up. Now to Braga.
She'll
What did
get
they say?
called with a travel.
Travel.
McCarthy checks out, and Pennick comes back in. Pennick still is leading scorer after having sat most of the last several minutes.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark of the final quarter. Bedford comfortably up by 23. There's a layup by Elizabeth Cox. Cuts that lead, 55-34. Now Du Bois gets it back out to King. Braga around the foul line. Pulls up, gives it back to King. They're setting something up here. Grogan leaves the pick for King.
Pick and roll action.
Bounces to Ava Dubois, but it goes off her foot. Out of bounds, turnover Bedford. Concord takes over with 3:31 to play.
Bedford's going with a little bit of a smaller lineup, as King is the tallest out there. She's going to still guard a ball handler. Oh.
And a positive roll there by Sophia Payne gets the bucket, 55-36. There's a long pass to Catherine Pennick. Gets it to King, and one off her hand, out of bounds. Another Bedford turnover. 3:12 to play. 55-36. Now Lengel gets it into Crawford. She's being watched by Dubois. Woodman draws a foul on that one. I believe that's Pennick with the reach in.
Grogan with her third.
Grogan, thank you. So still not a shooting foul, not a bonus situation. Woodman throws it inbounds. Tries to get it under the basket to Cox, broken up by Bedford, and they come the other way. Here's Grogan, coast to coast. Her shot is blocked.
Shot was blocked, and then it hit Grogan, who was standing out of bounds under the basket, so it's going to go to Concord. But back on the defensive end, Marina Braga made some great help defense coming down the lane, got a hand in to cause that turnover.
Actually, Sophia Payne, too, for Concord, making that block on Grogan. Big play there for number 5. Under 3 minutes to play. Woodman picks up a pick from Payne. She tries to drive the bucket, goes right into a double team, and she draws a foul. We'll see who gets called on that.
Legoulan's probably going to get the reach there.
And indeed it is her first.
And Woodman will go back to the line, who's been perfect from the line, 4 for 4.
And we're going to get a timeout here just to get things settled down a bit. 2:42 to play. Bedford 55 and Concord 36.
At this point, they're probably just talking about patience on offense, playing good defense, boxing out their players, closing this out in the last 2:40 to play.
So as we mentioned earlier, if you can't be here at the gymnasium on Friday, make sure you tune in to Bedford 105.1 or BCTV 23 and 1072. We'll have the boys' home opener here against Concord. Should be a great game. And then on Saturday afternoon at 4:30, the hockey home opener for the boys. They take on the Jaguars of Wyndham. We'll have that game for you. And then on Sunday, another boys game, this time against Concord. That's a 2 p.m. face-off on Sunday. Now we're back in play, and Woodman's on the line to take her 2 shots. And still perfect. Concord cutting the Bedford lead now down to 18. And finally, Woodman misses one. Bedford with the rebound, 2:37 to go. Marina Braga leaves it for Grogan. Thinks about getting into Legoulan, but thinks better of it. Now Braga with the short jumper about 15 feet is good, 57-37.
And Braga gets on the board with her first bucket with that jumper just inside the foul line.
Looks like Concord's about ready to do a wholesale change.
Good defense.
Get some of her bench players in.
Pennick with the little poke away, saves it from going out of bounds and taps it back into Grogan.
Try to pass inside to Dubois. It goes out of bounds off of Woodman. It'll stay Bedford ball. And now the wholesale changes.
For both sides, too. So we're going to see Kazajanski, Mumpini, and Devlin McDonald making her first appearance tonight, number 22 for the Bulldogs.
And Rosemary Layton, Whitney Valent in for Concord, along with Elizabeth Cox, Sophia Payne, and Devaney Duford.
Good cut by Dubois. Oh, she can't finish it.
And the rebound by Payne. She steps on the end line. It'll stay with Bedford with 1:52 to go.
Coach Gibbs takes a timeout. He wants to draw up a play for the out of bounds here as he has some of the players coming off the bench, as you mentioned. So McDonald, Kazajanski, Legoulan, Mumpini, and Dubois, I believe, will be the 5 coming back out. And Coach Latorre also has some of his substitutes in for the last couple of minutes here as they close it out.
Yeah, I believe Concord has had everybody in the game at least once, and they're running with just a 10-player bench. So everybody seeing some playing time. Meanwhile, Bedford carrying 13 on their roster.
A couple of injured players tonight. Sydney Suazo, number 21, and Christina Braga are in street clothes. Not suited up for the game this evening.
Now the timeout is over. And the inbound to Dubois. Her shot, good. Not quite a 3. 59-37. She was on the line. Good shot, nonetheless.
It's one of those after timeout plays.
Cox
A
now.
la Brad Stevens, get an open shot, and Dubois hits it.
Valen tried to dribble it in. She runs into a wall. Duford. Now to Cox. She takes the three, and it's good.
Got it, Duford. Buried his 3 for her first bucket.
So 59-40, 1:15 to play. Here's Lagoulon. She tries to answer with a 3. Hits the rim, bounces out, rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say off a Bedford player.
Like Kazajanski looking to tie it up there. Just dribbled off her ankle, but again, applying that pressure on that offensive rebound attempt.
Possession arrow is in favor of Bedford right now, but we're in the final minute of play. Concord bringing it out. Cox. Along the three-point line now at the top of the key. Over to Layton. Duford. The runner bounces out.
And again, it's off Kazajanski's ankle there. She's there for the rebound. Can't corral it, but it'll stay Crimson ball, Crimson Tide ball.
42.8 seconds to go here. Layton with the inbound.
Olivia King is checked into the game for the last minute or so.
Three-point attempt there by Valen.
She's fouled by Ava Dubois, so she'll
she
go to the line for 3.
With 39 seconds to play. The first shot attempt. Bounces around, but goes in. She'll get 2 more. And that one is a little short, bounces out. So 1 for 1, still 1 more. And now it's the swish. 59-42, 39 seconds to play. Mumpini being watched closely by Duford. Leaves it there for Kazajanski. They need to get over the timeline. They finally do. Mumpini gets it back. Inside the McDonald, her shot is blocked. Rebound Duford. Elizabeth Cox now bringing it over. Dubois on her. 15 seconds to play. Layton inside to Payne. Turns around.
Be a travel.
Misses the shot, but they're going to say she traveled.
11.2 left. 59-42. The inbounds pass gets tipped.
Knocked out by Duford. It'll stay with Bedford. 9.5 on the clock now. Into Dubois. It looks like it's been intercepted there. And now taken right back by Kazajanski. 2 seconds, 1. That's going to do it. Totally different story tonight. Bedford takes the lead and stays in the lead. 59-42. The final over the Concord Crimson Tide.
That was a pretty nice way to finish out the game there as they held that lead pretty much from start to finish. It's a pleasure to call the game as we were here on senior night. You guys saw that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, one more time. Let's honor our seniors, Isabella King, who had a big night tonight, as well as the Braga sisters, Marina and Christina. All 3 honored on seniors night tonight.
Marina Braga made some great hustle plays throughout the game. A lot of defensive plays, getting her hand in the passing lane. Isabella King came alive with her scoring in the second half.
Let's run through the scoring real quick before we wrap things up.
Sure, absolutely. Catherine Pennick led the way for the Bulldogs with 16 on several of those open shots. Lana McCarthy had 14. Isabella King with 13. And then a smattering of points across the board with Sydney Grogan with 6, Emma Kazajanski with 4, Ava Dubois, Marina Braga, and Sophia Lagoulon each added 2. On the Concord side, you had Elizabeth Blinn leading the way with 15 points, Ava Woodman with 11, and then a smattering of points here and there. So Duford had 3, Crawford had 1, Elizabeth Cox 2, Sophia Payne 4, Jordan Lengel 4, and Whitney Valent had 2. So as you could tell, they had a balanced scoring attack, but not enough to overcome an aggressive Bedford team tonight as Bedford takes it 59-42.
Thanks a lot, Corey, for doing the game with me. We'll be back here on Friday, 6:30 for the boys. It'll be the same Concord Crimson Tide against the boys, their senior night at 6:30 on Friday, 2 done on BCTV 23 and 1072 and on Bedford 105.1. So long, everybody.